Hey everybody, welcome back to another Solar Saturday here on Why Not RV. This week we're going to try and teach you about diagnosing. Remember, if you want to learn more and make less mistakes while RVing, be sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like and a comment down below. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. When it comes to diagnosing something, really, there's only one thing you need to do. Trace your last known power source. It is something that I was taught when I was in HVAC school, and it has helped me diagnose pretty much everything, at least to the main root problem. I'm not saying we're going to get in from that main root problem if there's something inside that component, but let me show you what I mean by trace the last known power source. Let's take a water heater, for example. Let's say, for whatever reason, your water heater isn't working. Well, the first thing you need to do is trace your last known power source. So number one, are you on 12 volt and this is a gas problem, or are you on 120 volt and this is a main electrical problem? So let's just say we're on 120 volt. Okay, great. So where does this plug in? Where does it get 120 volts? Does it have power there? For me, in my case, it's right behind this wall. There's a plug in there and my water heater is plugged into it. Now, I can just take that plug out, take my multimeter to it, and test and see if I have power. I do have power, great. Now let's move on to the next part. Where does that cord lead into? In my case, again, it leads back behind. You can't see it, but it's all behind this wall, and there's a power box that 120 cord goes into, goes through all of its circuit boards and relays and stuff, and comes back out of. So let's say I know I have power coming in because that plug's good. Well, what if my cord is bad? Let's take that box off and check and see if I have the same 120 volts inside where that plug terminates inside that box. Once I know I have power inside that box, I'm going to go ahead and look at my wiring diagram, which again, in my case, the wiring diagram is back behind here. You cannot see it from the outside, and I got a wall in the way, so I'm not going to take it apart. But you look at the wiring diagram, and you're going to see where that power comes in and where it goes to next. Once you determine where that power goes to next, it might go straight to the heating element, which is right down here. So we can go ahead and pop these screws off and test for voltage here at the heating element. It is going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you how your water heater is wired, but it actually is going to go through these resettable fuses up here to know if if the water heater has already met temperature. That's what is back here, is these temperature sensors, but let's not get too much into it. But again, you're just going to test power. So you knew you had it at the box. Does it reach into here from number one to number two? Okay, from number two now to the heating element. And that's how you diagnose something. If you can find where you lose power, now you know the problem. If you lost power back in here, then you know that there's a problem with either the fuse itself, the temperature sensor itself, or something along those lines. Let's do another for instance. Okay, so let's say you get somewhere and you go and your awning doesn't come out. And you say, well, shoot, what's wrong with my awning? Am I going to call an RV repair guy? No, you're going to trace your last known power source. Number one, you know that your awnings run off 12 volt. So do you have 12 volt in the rig? Is there a problem with a 12 volt system, or is it just for the awning? Okay, you got 12 volts coming out the batteries. You're good to go. Well, then it goes into the fuse box. How's the power there? So you check the fuse for your awning, and lo and behold, the fuse is blown. Bam, diagnosing. That's all it is. You traced that last known power source, knowing you had battery power, and now coming out of the fuse, there's no power. The fuse is dead. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to go ahead and drop a link in the description below to the multimeter that I use, and maybe just a couple other kind of budget-friendly ones, because you don't need anything that fancy. I think the one I bought on Amazon is about 30 bucks, and I'm telling you that $30 can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of diagnosing stuff yourself. If you know what the issue is before, and you might not be able to fix it. I'm not going to tell you that you can fix everything, but at least if you can diagnose it and you can know what the problem is, then you know that number one, you're not going to get taken advantage of when you do take it to a dealership to be repaired. And number two, you might just go ahead and look up a YouTube video. Oh, how to replace a heating element. Let's say the heating element was bad in the water heater because you traced your power all the way down into it and you had power going into that heating element, but it's still not heating. Well, now you know the heating element was bad, right? So you can Google online, go to YouTube, find out how to replace my whatever Suburban propane water heater heating element. Boom, look it up, figure it out, do it yourself. Save yourself, a couple $100. If you really listen to the point of this video and this trace your last known power source, I'm telling you, you can diagnose just about anything. And when I say power, it could be plumbing issue too. Let's say you have a water issue. Water's not coming out of your kitchen sink, or water's not coming out of a certain spot. Well, trace your last known power source, or in this case, it would be water source. Where is the water? Is it coming into the rig? Yes. Is it coming in, is it going into the tank? Is it going through here? Is the valve open the right way? Where does the water stop? And that's how you can easily diagnose a problem. Diagnosing yourself and tracing the last known power source yourself will, I'm telling you, save you so much money. So go ahead and drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Why Not RV. Bye.